My name is Brandon Young, better known as the Mad Carpenter, from San Diego, California, and we're out here in West Creek, New Jersey. I've been vaping since early 2012. I got into vaping being a 2-pack-a-day smoker. One of my best friends had been vaping for a couple of years at that point and just kind of showed me the ways, walked me into a vape shop, got me set up with the Ego starter kit, and then got into mods, and the rest was history. I got into making mod holders because I grew up woodworking, and it was kind of a functionality aspect. I saw that I had all this stuff on my coffee table just kind of falling over. So I just made myself something that was easy for me when I was chilling on the couch, you know, watching a movie after a long day, vaping. I also saw the big break for the Mad Carpenter was the car caddy. You know, I saw a lot, like, set my mod down in the passenger seat, go around a turn and go flying off and, you know, into oblivion. You'd have to stop, pull over and get it. So I just created a little holder that fits right inside your cup holder and fits mods and juice and batteries, and there you go. My favorite thing about hand making stuff is the customers, when they actually, their responses are, they can see the love that goes into it. You know, they know it's a handmade, somebody, you know, I sat there, slave, sweat, you know, I cut myself on that piece. Definitely splinters all the time. And it's kind of like a connection with somebody else, you know, you're like, here's my little baby, now it's yours. The materials I used in the beginning were a lot of my cutoffs, like stuff that had been sitting in my shop for 15 years. Nowadays, now that I'm buying more of my own materials, I got into casting my own, casting and stabilizing my own burls in resin, cactus juice, as well as dyeing them in multiple colors. I really like to work with like the exotics and stuff, but using a stabilized product allows my tolerances to get lower, and as well as it's more user-friendly. A really big collab I've been doing is with Sven Brandt. I'm really stoked on this one. So basically, my cutoffs, the parts that get cut off of these mods, I send to him from West Coast to East Coast to turn into drip tips, so they can match the mods, you know, which kind of creates like for me, it's kind of like a mystical thing, you know. I call him the wizard all the time. It takes me 2 to 3 days to finish a curve V2 from start to finish. The process of making the block and stabilizing the wood is a day, sanding is a day, and then wiring takes me the better part of 4 or 5 hours. And then, you know, some of them need a little more tender love and care when they're finished, but, you know, just to have a nice little finished touch to them, make sure they work right. For future mods, I plan on, right when I get home, I'll be working on a temp control version, so I'll be using the SX350J chip, as well as I'm going to be working on some shorter dual battery versions, 18650, and as well as I want to do a single 26650, just to kind of answer all the questions I've had from people like, can I have a mod this way, or, you know, I want this configuration. That way I kind of cover all bases for the people who want to get their hands on my work. So the lowest build limit on the SX350 chip is 0.15. I would stay around that build limit on the mechanical as well, just to make sure the insulator is always good, and, you know, and I don't have to repair it. I've thought about mass producing things multiple times. At the same time, I run into walls with finding somebody who can do what I do, basically. You know, I've spent 28 years in a wood shop. It's really hard to teach not only the skill, but the ethic that comes along with being, you know, 12-hour day, 14-hour day, you know, hot, dusty environment, and being able to just keep a smile. Right now I make mods about in 20 to 30 in a run. It takes me a good 45 days or so to do, or more. And they go all over the place. I have some being shipped to Indonesia. A lot of them come out, like I just shipped 3 or 4 out here to Jersey before, like the day before I flew out here, which was pretty trippy. And that's always like a really humbling part, is to see where these things are going, how far, you know. They're going 3,000 miles away from my home. And it's awesome. So, and it seems like out here on the East Coast I have like a pretty strong following. Like there's a big fan base for the Mad Carpenter out here. So this latest round, 9 South is always a great place to look for my products, especially the mods. I've developed a pretty good relationship with them because they're awesome people. My name is Brandon, the Mad Carpenter. We're out here in West Creek, New Jersey, and I'd like to thank Vape Capital for letting me tell you more about myself. And I'd like to thank Vape Capital.
You almost held it together.
Yeah, what was the last one? And I'd like to thank Vape Capital for letting me tell you more about myself.
Yes! You are the man.
Save that for you.
Wait, you were literally filming waiting for that?
That's so great.
I like really had my cheek spread on your hood. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just gotta do that.